Hey guys, Johnny from TeamBurningInfinitey, finally bringing you my Buddyfight deck profile of my post-Rainbow Striker Demon Lord deck list. Sorry this took so much time to get up. Like I said, I was in between builds, I kept changing it around. I didn't want to give you some kind of incomplete mess because I'm changing around stuff so much, and I'm sorry that this also took so long. But I do have some nice things to say before I go on to the deck profile, and just little plugs here. So for one, if you want to see this exact deck list in action, please go with the Buddyfight TCG Central. Link to the video in the description, and please drop a subscribe to him. It's you may recognize him. It's Joey. For when he used to be on TBI. TBI Joey. He had a solo channel for a while, but then he kind of fell off of it. But now he's considering to go back to regular content, so you should definitely check it out. He has a really good match video. Just cut out the audio and added some nice music. But regardless, it's a really good match. Not to toot my horn, but it was fun to watch. Not only the video, but just looking back at my plays, so I can study what I've been doing wrong or something I missed. And then the second is our Discord server. The link is always in the description, and if you ever want to talk to us, give us video suggestions, say anything you like, please hit up our Discord server. And it's also ways you can not necessarily video chat, but voice chat with TBI. We like to use the general chat sometimes to talk with each other, so then you could join in on that. Anyway, that's it. Now I'm gonna get on to the deck profile. Sorry about the little plug there. Of course, we have our Dungeon World flag, my Miseria Secret flag. We'll always use this for my base Demon Lord deck. And then our buddy, Great Demon Lord of Thunderstorm Bots, 727, size 3, 2 gauge, cannot be destroyed during your turn. And it has the ability to discard a card from your hand and call a Demon Lord up to one Demon Lord size 3 from your deck by paying its call cost to an open area. At the size 0, and it stays a size 0 until it leaves the field. It's double attack and lifelink 2. Just really good card. Just the main card of the deck. Always bringing out your demon lords of size 0s, making real good use of all their abilities for utility and stuff. Then we have the only non-demon lord in this deck, and the only low size monster in this deck. Mysterious Fortune Teller Sophia, 4/2/1, size 1, pay 1 gauge call cost, and has the ability to nullify the abilities of cards it battles with, and this ability can't be nullified. And then it has the ability, the native once per turn ability, Protection of Astraeus, where you discard a card from your hand when she enters the field, and then if you do, you can search one card for your deck with set in it, and then shuffle your deck and stuff. So, and add it to your hand. So it search Satsuki Palace. That's what this is. It also, the discard isn't a really big thing because I usually discard size 3s, and then when I pay to gauge, usually it'll be like another size 3 in my hand. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna charge this, pay to gauge for Sophia, and that'll be their Demon Lord, and then I'll discard another Demon Lord, and then get Satsuki. Then Satsuki gets set and for free and puts the 2 that I just put and drop in the soul of Satsuki, and then if say it's first turn, I'll just leave Sophia in the center, and then attack for 2, and then when they kill it, then I can counter call what I want on their turn. Or if it's like second turn, then I'll have Sophia on the right, then counter call Sophia to the center with Satsuki right after I use Sophia. So just really great versatile card. Really adds a lot of consistency. Great card. Then we have Quintessence Crystal Demon Lord Athora, 7/2/7, 2 gauge, and top deck soul. Damage dealt to you by your opponent's card effects is reduced by 1, and it has double attack, soul guard, lifelink 2, and the ability to prevent the monster in your center from being destroyed by card effects, and same thing for your set spells. So it's mainly here for protecting Satsuki, and then the other main thing is protecting bots a little bit. But also the really good thing is the damage reduction, because it really helps in the Athora matchup where they overturn. It's like, okay, if I feel you're gonna overturn, I'm gonna bring out this Athora. Okay, I don't care how many attacks I'm doing unless you're gonna impact me, because I will not take any of that burn that you're initially doing. So really good in that aspect. We got Burn Demon Lord Bladewing Phoenix at 2. It's a 10-1 size 3 with 2 gauge top deck soul, double attack soul guard lifelink 1, and when it attacks, I can put a dungeon enemy from my drop zone to the bottom of my deck and choose an opponent's monster and destroy it. And it's on attack and double attack, so you can do it twice. The great thing is you can either use it against Thunder Empire to just go for 2 twice and then still blow up their board, or of course go against things like Chaos, where you can attack the Gear God, then go, okay, yeah, now I'm going to use the ability, pop your thing that you were going to Chaos Drain for. So it's just really, really good in a lot of ways, and it's really versatile and really good clearing power. Next up, we have 2 copies of the Impact Monster Deo Cruiser, our second manifestation Demon Knight, 835 size 3, 3 gauge, and put on top of a Demon Lord monster. And when it enters the field, you call it to 1 Demon Lord from your hand without paying its call cost, and becomes a size 0 until it leaves the field, and it can attack during the final phase. And as Soul Guard, the real nice thing about this thing is just the fact that, like, it's when I do bring it out, which isn't often, I actually always win when I do drop it. So it's got like a basic guarantee win ratio for me, but it also has a lot of problems. One, this thing in Satsuki is completely useless because I can't call it at all, because Satsuki requires you to have no center, and then even if I do, it has to call top of a Demon Lord, and the Demon Lord it has to call on top of has to be in the same position. So, you know, I can't call it to the center if there's no center, and I can't call it on the right because Satsuki only calls things to the center. So it just completely conflicts. So I can't use it at all in Satsuki, but from hand, I still have to pay the 3 gauge, but it's still not much of a problem because I get enough gauge with bonus quests and stuff. Then we have 2 copies of regular Deo Cruiser 837. I please either reprint this or make a chaos version of him. I'm so tired of looking at this golden buddy pack color. I hate it. Anyway, 837, 2 gauge top deck soul, lifelink 2 soul guard, and has the enter ability when you when it enters the field, you can choose either a Demon Lord or a destruction, that's an errata, not destroy, from your drop zone and add to your hand. It's always just been a really decent card, and just getting back things like Abominable Ritual, Satsuki Palace, just really, really good utility. And it's nice 3 credit also. Then we have one of the stars of the deck, personally my favorite card, obviously, because it's Mazaria, and it's a really amazing card. We have Overturn Ice Emperor Mazaria, 826 size 3, 2 gauge, put a spell from dropping the soul, and it is double attack, soul guard, lifelink 2, but then of course its main thing, Overturn. It's 2 gauge during the main phase, and then both players' hand, field, the field gets nullified, except this card, and everything from field, gauge, hand, and drop zone go back to the owner's decks, and then they draw 6 and get 2 gauge. It basically is a reset on the game, but it, you know, stays on field. So then when I make it a 0 with bots, then since bots' ability is a not named one's per ability, if I get bots again, then I can do it again and have a full field and attack my opponent. It's like, you better have shields. But also one thing to note is if a card has soul on field, when you use this ability, the soul will linger and then wait to go to drop when you're doing the reset, because soul is neither on field nor in the drop by the time this is activating. So, yeah. Then we have Interstellar Great Demon Lord, Jackknife, 725, size 3, 1 card from drop into soul and 2 gauge. At the start of your attack phase, you can put up to 1 card from your drop zone into this card's soul or gauge, or your gauge, and then when this card attacks, it has 2 or more soul. Then for the turn, it gets penetrate and double attack. It has soul guard, no lifelink, which is absolutely amazing. It's just one of the best ones. He's decent to draw. He's great off getting calling off Satsuki Palace for defense or offense. It's just a really great card overall. I just don't want to, of course, draw him because the main thing I want to draw is bots, so I don't 4 of him. I don't 4 of this guy. Then we have 3 copies of the 726 size 3 Ghoul Deity Demon Lord Ibuki. Pay 1 gauge call cost, and when it's called by an effect, you can when it's called by an effect, you can destroy a monster on your opponent's field. If you do, that is important. You can put a card from your opponent's gauge into the drop zone and deal them 1 damage. This used to be a 4 of, and I used to always think it should be, but then there's a lot of things that just, more and more as this format goes on. Too many monsters keep going. I can't be destroyed by card effects, and then with things like Leviathan, then there's no monsters, so it's like, this thing has a few problems, but it's still free, and it's still it's still free basically off Satsuki once you have a Satsuki Palace set up, so it's still a good target off of bots if I'm low on gauge and stuff, just for an extra 2 attack, 2 crit. Then we have 4 copies of the Buddy. I'm not going to go into more detail there. Then we have 3 copies of Demon Lord's Invasion. Got 2 foils at least. Pay 1 gauge, search for a Demon Lord non-impact monster, size 3. I mean, that's not even size 3, sorry. Demon Lord monster, that's not an impact monster. So, I usually search either bots or sometimes any target I want to discard off bonus quest if I already have a bots in hand, just because, it's one if I don't want to draw it, something like a Buki or something, so I'll just be able to get it out of the deck, and then just set it up for a Satsuki Palace or something. 3 copies of Magical Eyes release. You can only cast it if you have a Demon Lord on the field. I've never had this problem. And then you get the top 2 cards of your deck into the gauge, and then your opponent loses 1. I love comboing this with regular Deo Cruzar, because then I can then cast it, call regular Deo Cruzar out of the deck, or Satsuki or something, and then grab it back, do it again, and then take more gauge from my opponent while still increasing mine. And probably the most important spell in all of Demon Lords, we have Demon Lord Castle in the Sky, Satsuki Palace. Cast calls put 2 Demon Lords for your drop zone into its soul, and then it's obviously set. And then if a Demon Lord will be called from anywhere other than your hand, its call cost is reduced by 1 gauge. And then it has a counter ability when you if you don't have a monster in your center, you can call a Demon Lord from its soul by paying its call cost to your center. And it can only be used once per turn. So, just, really amazing card. Makes things called off bots free, near free, if you have multiple set, and it's just insanely good. Then, one of the most important consistency cards, Bonus Quest. Bonus Quest is discard a size 2 or greater monster from your hand, get 2 gauge, gain a life, and draw 2 cards. You can only use Bonus Quest once per turn. Absolutely amazing card, just always, if I even have if I have this in a Satsuki Palace and a bots in hand, I know I'm gonna have a good game, because discarding bots and then getting advantage and then getting it into Satsuki's soul and then calling it for 1 gauge, it's just such an exhilarating card. Then we have Raise Castle Town, our finally good rest spell. You may only cast this card if you have 2 or more monsters on field. Counter rest a monster on your opponent's field. It only has a small problem of being able to rest monsters, so when you run into things like swords, you kind of have to side something like Skillbinder or Barbed Wire so you can deal with item resting, because this can't do that. But in general, free rest on monsters is still insanely important, so this is just a great card. I just wish I'd have Demon Lord attribute or something so Deo Cruzar can add it back. Then we have 4 copies of Abominable Ritual. You can only cast this card when a Demon Lord is being attacked, and then you get nullify the attack and gain a gauge in life. It's a Demon Lord attribute, so of course adding this back with Deo Cruzar is just really, really good defensively. So it's just insanely great to have resources in it and all. Then of course the basic null, Divine Protection of Shalsana, pay gauge, you can only cast during an attack on your opponent's turn, nullify the attack, gain a life. Then the last 2 cards in the deck, we have Growl's Wand. 2k power, 1 crit, don't care, I never attack with it. Equip cost is pay 1 life, and then it reduces the lifelink of all Demon Lords on your field by 1, and you can rest it and get a gauge. It's just I don't always equip it, but when I do, it's really helpful sometimes. Just to be able to lower my lifelink, so I'm not completely always just dealing myself so much damage. In any case, that's the deck for you guys. Hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe to me for more Buddyfight content, and we'll see you guys later. From TBI Infinitey, going out.